Making a tight U-turn from a stop can feel daunting, but the principles are the same on any bike cruiser, sport bike, touring, or standard. At very low speeds, you don't use high-speed countersteering. Instead, you directly turn the handlebars toward the turn while leaning the bike under you and counterweighting with your body. In practice, that means moving at a crawl in gear, keeping the engine engaged in the friction zone of the clutch, applying smooth throttle, and lightly dragging the rear brake for stability. These techniques let even a heavy bike pivot cleanly around a tight space. With steady throttle, gentle clutch release, and constant rear brake pressure, you control speed and avoid stalling or dropping the bike. Counterweighting and body position. Lean the bike and counterbalance with your body. To swing the bike tightly, lean it over into the turn while your body stays more upright. Rotate your hips into the turn. Keep your chest tall and press your outside knee and foot firmly against the bike. At the same time, pivot the handlebars into the turn. Pressing on the outside peg and shifting weight off the inside peg is called counterweighting. It lets the bike lean more without falling by balancing its weight with yours. Keep your arms relaxed and a loose grip so your body can move freely. Always look where you want to go. Turn your head and eyes over your shoulder to the turn's exit point. This barn owl head position not only aligns you with the turn, but also helps your body naturally follow the correct lean. Avoid looking down at the front wheel or beyond your turn where your eyes go. The bike will follow. Clutch, throttle, and brake control. At slow speed, control the bike with clutch, throttle, and rear brake together. Keep the engine in gear and the clutch held in the friction zone so you have instant drive without lurching. Maintain a steady throttle enough to keep the bike moving, approximately 3-5 miles per hour, but not so much that it jerks or stalls. Use the throttle to add just a touch of power as needed to stand the bike up if it begins to fall, but do so smoothly. Meanwhile, use your rear brake to fine-tune speed. Gently drag the rear brake throughout the turn to keep tension on the drivetrain. This steadies the bike and helps it pivot under you. In fact, avoid the front brake entirely. In a U-turn, experts warn that tapping the front will upset balance and can lead to a tip-over. The rear brake acts like an anchor. It counteracts the engine's pull and prevents you from shooting too fast out of the turn. In short, aim for a constant, controllable drive. Half clutch plus light throttle plus gentle rear brake equals smooth slow motion. Step by step, making the tight U-turn. Follow these steps to put it all together. Each step may feel unnatural at first, so go slowly and practice each part. Roll forward in first gear at a walking pace. Brake to almost a stop, then release the brakes so the bike is just barely rolling under clutch power. Before you start moving, turn the handlebars almost full lock towards your turn and lean the bike as far as you comfortably can. Keep your right foot on the rear brake and have your left foot down. This steers the bike into the turn before you've even started. Slide to the outside edge of the seat. Chest up, head turned toward the exit of the turn, and eyes looking over your inside shoulder. Rotate your hips into the turn and press your outside foot leg against the bike to counter the lean. Initiate the turn. Give a bit of throttle and ease out the clutch to get rolling, about 3-5 miles per hour. Do this fairly quickly if you want to go from stationary to just enough speed to stabilize in a short distance. Keep the throttle steady so the bike has constant pull. As you come off the clutch, maintain the bar turn and bike lean. Maintain balance with the rear brake. Once moving, continue lightly applying the rear brake. This drags against the engine power and keeps your speed from surging. If you feel the bike slowing too much, gradually relax the brake. If it starts to fall inward, gently add throttle or ease the rear brake to stand it back up. As the bike pivots around, keep your body steady and eyes on the exit. Use very small adjustments, a slight twist of the throttle or a bit more brake to keep a consistent pace. Throughout, your arms should stay loose and your outside peg pressed down. This keeps the bike from flipping inward as it spins around. As you pass the 180 degrees point, you can bring the bars back to straighten and roll on more throttle to exit the turn smoothly. Common mistakes to avoid: gripping too tight or sitting too stiff. A relaxed, flexible upper body greatly aids balance. Keep a loose grip on the bars and let your torso move with the bike. Tensing up will make the bike harder to control, looking down or not looking through the turn. Fix your gaze on the target exit of the turn by turning your head over your shoulder. This naturally guides the bike. If you look down at the front tire, the bike will drift and become wobbly. Failing to use the friction zone and rear brake. Beginners often either stall by letting the clutch out too quickly, or let the bike lurch by giving too much throttle. Instead, ride the clutch. Hold it about halfway so the bike crawls at a controlled speed. Always have some rear brake on as you go. It's normal to feel the engine fighting it. On the other hand, never use the front brake during the turn, or you'll upset the balance. Leaning the bike the wrong way. Some riders instinctively lean into the turn like at high speed, but at walking pace, you must lean the bike toward the inside of the circle while you lean out. In other words, your body goes opposite the bike's tilt. If you lean the bike out without counterweighting, it will flop over, not practicing gradually. Don't start with the tightest turn possible. A good drill is to circle around with a large radius, for example 50-60 feet, focusing on smooth controls. Slowly tighten the circle as you get comfortable. This builds balance and muscle memory.